The Sutro Forest and The Killer Within. Presented by Absolutely Haunted.
San Francisco, the city where the fog feels alive, curling through the streets and trees like it knows something you don't. I just needed air. It's been rough since my breakup. I was really just looking for somewhere quiet, somewhere to put one foot in front of the other without having to think. That's how I ended up in the Sutro Forest. That's how I met the demonic spirit who was trying to take over my life. At first, it was just a trail, a place to breathe, but Sutro doesn't stay in the background. It leans in. On my second hike, I found a backpack, half buried beneath a crooked tree. Inside was an old camcorder, crusted with dirt, and a notebook that had nearly turned to pulp. I brought it home. I was stupid. I made the worst mistake of my life when I played the footage. The tape began with the image of a young man, maybe 25, handsome in that sad, tragic sort of way that always made the girls I knew go mad. He looked disoriented, confused, like he did not have control over all of his faculties. His dark eyes, wide and frightened, were captured in the camera lens. He was apologizing to someone over and over. On the verge of tears, he begged whoever was behind the camera not to go through with it. "You don't need to do this," he sobbed. His voice cracked, and then the camera shut down. The screen went black. What was that all about? I wondered. Was it a joke? Was it real? I had no idea. But I can tell you this. I had the most awful feeling in the pit of my stomach. I felt sick, but couldn't explain why. I tried to think it through, to reason with myself, but thinking wasn't enough. It couldn't override the fear that had lodged itself in my ribcage, clawing, thrashing, doing its best to flog me from the inside out. I replayed it, told myself maybe, just maybe, I could find some kind of clue. Something to point to this being a prank, a twisted joke. I glanced again at the condition of the backpack, the frayed straps, the mold-flecked notebook, the rusting zipper. If this was a prank, whoever pulled it off had been disturbingly patient. Judging by the decay, they'd waited years to spring it on some unsuspecting fool. And for the 10th time since I got home, I asked myself the same thing. Why the hell did I bring that thing into my house? Every instinct screamed that it had been a huge mistake. But there was nothing I could do about it now. Might as well hit the sack. I'd figure it out tomorrow. Maybe. I pulled into the same turnout as before, the tires crunching over gravel, and parked beneath the swaying eucalyptus trees. The forest loomed just ahead, damp, hushed, and heavy with fog. It was a short hike from here to where I'd found the pack yesterday. I reached into the backseat floorboards and lifted it, still grimy, still damp to the touch. Slinging it over my shoulder, I started toward the trailhead. Am I doing the right thing? I wondered. I glanced down at the pack. That's when the first stirrings of unease twisted in my gut. That quiet, nagging voice in the back of my mind spoke up, low but urgent. "Take it to the police," it said. "This might be real. Something tragic. A case that was never solved." I pushed the thought aside, but it clung to me, just like the pack. I moved quickly along the trail, closing in on the spot where I'd found the backpack the day before. The trees loomed taller here, their peeling eucalyptus bark ghostly in the filtered light. It was a calm day, eerily calm. No birdsong, no wind, just the soft crunch of my boots on the dirt. But the moment I knelt beneath that twisted eucalyptus to return the pack to where I found it, the air changed. A sudden, bone-deep gust of wind slammed into me so cold it stole my breath, so fierce it nearly knocked me off my feet. And with it came something worse. Terror. Blinding, irrational, primal. I stumbled backward, heart pounding, trying to stand, trying to run, but something hit me. A blow, sharp and deliberate, landed square in the center of my chest. It wasn't the wind. It felt like a hand. I hit the ground hard, the breath knocked out of me, and then I felt them. Eyes, watching, burning into me. The fury, the hatred. I couldn't move, couldn't scream, then nothing. I blacked out.
I saw him yesterday. A you think I was some ignorant specter drifting around aimlessly, too stupid to understand the world I'm trapped in now? I'm not, and let me make one thing clear. You think your dearly departed are harmless. Think again. We see you, all of you, even when you're sleeping, even when you think you're safe. And some of us, oh, some of us, would love nothing more than to grow our little family or take your place entirely. This fool thinks he has it bad. His wife left him last year. Well, I say good riddance to her. Let her go. Let her leave. I want his place. Maybe I could do him a favor and put her in my place. I used to have a wife of my own, you know. Her name was Shauna. She was one of those people, the innocent kind. The ones who'd throw themselves in front of a car to save a dog or a kid they didn't even know. Always feeding the homeless, weeping over the news, worrying about the state of the world. And what does that kind of goodness get you? Nothing. They never get ahead. They're weak. They're missing the gene, the one that tells you only the strong survive. I mean, look at me. She poisoned my food, tied me to that godforsaken tree like a dog and left me to rot. And when she was sure I wasn't alive to fight back, she shoved my body into the old 1900s drainage tunnel. I had to laugh. She really was my match. The planning alone. Impressive. How the hell did she even find that tunnel? My remains have been in there for years and no one even knows it exists. How crazy it has been 5 years now. 5 years, and not a single soul has come close to finding my remains. More like me than she'd ever admit. Sure, she did it all in the name of others. But that girl, she had the killer instinct. Yeah, it was that face, that sweet little smile, that gentle, doe-eyed innocence. That's what landed me in this godforsaken forest. A girl went missing in our neighborhood, and wouldn't you know it, Shauna figured out I was the reason she never came home. That was it. That was the beginning of the end. Looking back now, it was her innocence that destroyed me. I trusted her, really trusted her. I never thought she had it in her. Not Shauna. Not with those soft hands and trembling voice. I didn't think she had the spine to do what she did, but clearly I underestimated her. And now, here I am, a ghost, a disincarnate thing, trapped, forgotten. She used that perfect little act to blindside me, and she played it perfectly. I drifted over, silent as smoke, and looked down at him, laying there under the very same tree where I took my last breath. For the first time, I really looked at him, head to toe, and I've gotta say, I'm impressed. Yeah, I can work with this. His ID said he was 34, decent age, strong build and body, and thank God, handsome. Not quite on my level, of course. I had that long-haired Romeo thing going on. Tragic, misunderstood. Women loved it. Long, dark curls. A face that begged for pity and danger all at once. But Jake, clean cut, military trim, sharp features, stoic. I tilted my head, sizing him up, imagining that regulation haircut grown out, a little length, some mess around the ears, just enough to soften him up. Yeah, I could mold this, shape him into something useful. He could be my comeback story. You'll do perfectly. Divorced, ex-wife in another city, no kids, parents dead and buried, no attachments, no one to come looking. Becoming you, that's going to be easy. I crouched low, then stretched out on the ground beside Mendoza's motionless body, like two old friends sharing secrets under the trees. I laughed, a low, guttural sound. Then I rolled over, close enough to feel the warmth still clinging to him, and let go. Felt myself sink into him. It was like slipping into warm water after years in the cold. He was still unconscious, still blissfully unaware. He didn't know I was in here, curled around his bones, breathing with his lungs, feeling the beat of his heart like it was mine. He wouldn't know, not until I let him. And when I do, he can watch everything I have planned. It took a moment to get the feel of him. The body was clumsy at first, stiff, uncooperative. I stumbled once, caught myself. Been a few years after all. But just like they say, it's like riding a bicycle. Once I got us upright, it started to come back. The rhythm, the balance, the control. I could feel the twitch of his muscles, the thrum of blood behind his eyes. Alive, warm, mine. I braced myself for the struggle. Oh, he'd wake up eventually. They always do. I'd slipped him into a psychic sleep, folded his awareness in on itself like a blanket over a flame, but it wouldn't hold forever. Still, we had time to move, one foot then the other, walking steady, heading back toward the edge of the trees, back to his car, back to the houses that lined the quiet street where he parked it, back to civilization. They won't even see me coming.
I woke up. At least, I think I did. No, that's not right. I came to. My eyes were open. My legs were moving. I was already walking on the trail, heading back the way I'd come. But I hadn't decided to do any of that. I hadn't meant to move. And then I felt it. Something else. Someone else. Inside me. Not beside me. Not around me. In me. It was like waking up in the passenger seat of your own skin, watching your hands, your feet, your mouth, all working without your permission. Panic surged up my throat. I tried to stop, tried to freeze, to shout, to fall. But then I heard it, a voice, low and cold, echoing from somewhere inside my own skull.
Go back to sleep. Don't make trouble.
And I think I did. God help me. I think I obeyed. I woke up again, this time with a fire in my chest. No more sleepwalking, no more being hijacked. I was going to take control. But that determination twisted into disgust the moment I saw where I was. Someone's backyard. A woman, maybe 25, moved casually around her bedroom, completely unaware she was being watched. Watched by me. My mouth went dry. I was standing half hidden in the trees, staring straight into her private world like some kind of predator. And I had no idea how I'd gotten there, shame and horror tangled in my gut. I staggered backward, ducking into the woods, heart slamming against my ribs. I fumbled my way through the underbrush until I found the trail again, nearly tripping in my haste to get out. Moments later, I burst out beside my car like I just escaped a nightmare, only this one hadn't ended. Something was wrong, very wrong. I felt tainted, like something vile had been poured through my soul. I wanted to scream, to crawl out of my own skin, to vomit. I yanked open the door, dove into the driver's seat, and peeled away from the curb like the road was on fire. The farther I could get from that forest, the better. God help me. I wasn't sure if I'd left all of it behind. I didn't see him at first. Not until he leaned forward, a blur in the rearview mirror, a shift in the air. And then, his mouth was practically at my ear. The man from the tape. His voice was ice, cruelty wrapped in velvet. And then he started talking about her. The girl in the window. What he wanted to do to her, every sick, depraved detail dripped from his lips like rot. I couldn't take it. I slammed on the brakes so hard the tires screamed. My door flew open before the car even stopped moving. And I barely made it to the pavement before I vomited. Everything in me was trying to purge him, force him out. "Get away from me!" I screamed, my voice ragged, barely human. I turned, and for the first time I saw what he really was. Not a man, not anymore. His face blurred and wrong, half there. I could see through him. Through the vapor that made up his body, I could make out the folds and seams in my backseat's upholstery. And then he was gone. He just dissolved, vanished. Some part of me was whispering in my brain that it wouldn't be that easy. Some part of me knew this was not over. Sometime, somehow, I knew he would be back. My greatest fear was that I would not know when he did. In the chaos of everything that I was experiencing, I hadn't noticed it. The camera. I saw it lying on the floorboards in the back seat. It must have fallen out of the backpack when I grabbed it to take to the tree earlier. It must have rolled under my seat unnoticed. God, what a stupid mistake. How did I miss it? I should have thrown it away immediately when I realized I still had it. I can't even explain why I didn't. I can't tell you why. No matter how many times I've tried to talk myself into it, I can't bring myself to get rid of it. It's in my garage now, sitting on the shelf, staring at me when I walk by. It's like it's waiting for me. And it's like I can feel it calling to me. Somehow it's got me. I don't know how, but I can't get rid of it. Every time I think about it, I feel this cold squeeze in my chest, like something inside me is whispering, warning me, don't! I don't know what it is. I don't know how it's got this hold on me, but I know it's not going away. And that terrifies me more than anything else. Last night I saw it, the light. I had the garage door open, working on a new lock, just trying to get my life back together, you know? But then the light flickered on. The screen, the camera, and before I could even think about what I was doing, it came to life again. The same footage, the same ghost, the same sick, twisted moment, his last few minutes. Replaying over and over, like a damn ritual. But after that, I don't remember. Not a thing. I woke up this morning stiff, disoriented like I'd been asleep for days. My nails were packed with dirt, mud caked my shoes like I'd been walking through it. But I don't remember how it happened. And I swear I didn't put them in the hallway. But there they were. And then it hit me. Young women. They've been going missing. I don't know how long it's been going on, how much time has passed, but the more I think about it, the more I can feel it creeping up behind me, like someone's watching my every move. I can't escape it. I don't know how to stop it, and I don't remember the last thing I did, but I know it's connected, and I'm terrified of what I'll remember next.
Yesterday, another one, a woman this time. I couldn't help but laugh as she stepped off the trail, just like the others, drawn to the same tree, the same old crooked thing that watches and waits. And there it was, the backpack, the same one, like it had never been touched. Oh, the joy, the sweet joy of it all. The cycle begins again. She doesn't know yet, but it's already too late. The forest, this old forest, it has its own secrets, its own darkness that it hides. It watches and it waits, it remembers. And now, she's food for the beast, just like the rest. It's a beautiful thing, really. The cycle, it's perfect.
Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.